Okay, so good afternoon. I just wanted to give you a little bit more of an extensive update. And I got a short video incorporated into this from Mike Harris from Impalaman Garage, who is working on his 450 SL, which is one of the very early models, and he got his 117 engine taken apart. And he made a discovery which will explain this here perfectly with his exhaust valve on the right cylinder. I got this, what he got, or what is starting on his cylinder on the left one. He got it on the right one. Now, if you remember the video I made with Clay at Clay's houses, we looked at this with the borescope, and the right head is basically in pristine condition. And this is the one where when you apply the compression tool, the spring compression tool, the valve guide moves down into the engine block by about 1/8 of an inch and then comes back up. And that causes an increased oil leak into the cylinder, which fouls up the spark plug, and then that cylinder basically goes dead because of the fouled up spark plug. And we can see this here now is I put the non-fouler on here with the NKG plug, which I modified for the Bosch connector to fit on here. The cannot be screwed off like they do the NKGs I got, like you do on the Bosch. And you can see number 6 is a little bit further down. Usually this one is much further down, I would say by probably 1 inch or so. But anyway, that's restored the power. So we have the leak here on the valve guide, on the exhaust valve in cylinder number 5. We're not good at all anymore. And in the exhaust valve in number 6. And on Mike's car, when you see this here in a few seconds in his video, his engine got 105,000 miles on it. This one is coming up on 360,000. So this is just to give you an idea. I'm going to start this here so you can actually see on how this starts with a non-fouler. I probably should put a non-fouler into 6, but I doubt it that the plugs will allow me to work. The connectors will probably then bump into each other. They're going to come out too far. So we may not be able to do it on number 6. So let me show you what we got. And then first we're going to watch now Mike Harris on his R107, what he found there on his right cylinder head. And then we're going to start the car. And you have a great afternoon.
Slight update on the R107 engine, because I ran across something that really kind of wasn't expecting. So here we go. So this is the passenger head. And you probably saw in the last video where I lapped all these valves, and I kind of thought everything was hunky-dory, and it is, except for one minor detail. The valve guides, the valve guides, they're not good, to be honest with you. It's just something I failed to check. Apparently, a common procedure that I found online is basically you put the valve in. Let's go ahead and get a valve in there. That's the exhaust on number 4. And you raise it to about like that, 10 millimeters off of the seat. And then you get yourself a dial indicator right there, and you take a measurement. And I think the maximum allowable tolerance is 0.2 millimeters or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter what it is. And for the intake, it's much finer. But anyway, regardless, it just does not matter because of this. You see that? I don't need a dial indicator. Well, I've already measured it, but I don't need a dial indicator to tell me that my valve guides. Let's put the camera on the table and keep it still. Yeah, I don't need a dial indicator to tell me that that's, not good. So that means we're going to be installing valve guides in the heads, and I've already checked all of them in this head. I haven't checked the other head, but I'm sure it'll be the same. So I've got to go find some valve guides online. You can find them. They're kind of pricey. And they certainly aren't the price of a small block valve guides, that's for sure. That one looks a little shinier because I put a little sandpaper down in there, tried to clean it up because, well, anyway, it was a dumb thing to do. But all the rest of them, yeah, they're all. I think there's probably one or two that are still in tolerance, but for the most part, especially the exhaust valves, they're really wiggly. So, yeah, we're gonna do valve guides, and that is what's delaying me here. I've got to find a good source. I don't want to pay $1 million for valve guides, and I've got to get some proper tools to take them in to remove them and reinstall new ones. So anyway, let's move on to the Cadillac.
You can see as I have been putting the miles on it, this is a daily driver. This is not a museum's car. And we got now 365,517 miles on it. And let me show you what we got. See, it comes right up. Let me just turn the AC off here. And this is basically what that looks like. We have a very mild, uneven, idle, but we're back pretty much to normal. And this is still with the leak not fixed on the boot. I still got to do that. With that, have a great afternoon.